A man accused of spreading fake news appearing in court today will be appearing again on the 14th of July. He was arrested for allegedly saying that COVID-19 testing kits are contaminated and urged people to not get tested. For more on that story, let's go live now to our reporter Athi Mtongana outside the Cape Town Magistrates Court. Athi, a man who unprovoked took his camera, shot himself, shot a message, put it on social media, appearing in court today on charges of spreading fake news. But the media was not allowed inside.
Yes, Thabo, we had to battle with some police officers here who are deployed in the Cape Town Magistrates Court. They barred us from going inside court to listen in on what the court proceedings had been deliberating. Of course, his lawyer representing him, of course, also not allowing media to be able to go in and listen in. But what we know, of course, is that the case has now been postponed to the 14th of July. And what's also surprising, Thabo, is that the man is not in custody. And the details around why he's not in custody are very sketchy at this point. But I do have with me Siviwe Gwarube. She is a DA member of Parliament. She is the one who laid the charge. And I think a lot of South Africans would have wanted to also lay charges, Siviwe, because I think the impact of spreading false information during this time is very, it's something that should really be, clamped on. What are your views with regards to him even being able to, speak about something so important such as test kits during this time?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was very, very important that we send a very strong message about the fake news that we've started to see really ramp up during this time. The thing is, fake news is not a victimless crime, and that when people like this gentleman spread fake news about the quality of something as critical to this fight as test kits, then what we're going to start to see is people who are reticent to allow themselves to be screened, to be tested, and ultimately to get the help that they need. And so the impact of this is not just limited to this gentleman and the inconvenience of him having to appear here before court. It's actually about life saving, and it's actually about people's lives. And so that's why it was important that we send a strong message, and we are glad that the SAPS has expedited this matter and the man has appeared before court. And though the matter has been postponed, we are also heartened to hear that the magistrate had some strong words to say to him about the impact of his actions. And we really hope that it sends a message not just to him but to other people who are spreading fake news about this pandemic. We are in a state of national disaster. It's very, very important that we become responsible with how we disperse information.
Now, Siviwe, there is a history linked to him speaking about issues that might potentially cause harm to the members of the public. What do we know about this man?
Yeah. So we have heard, we have seen that this man it's not the first time that he's dispersed information on his Facebook page. He recently, a couple of weeks ago, spoke again about COVID-19 and its causes and various conspiracy theories. Now, again, Athi, the problem with the internet is that these things are not just limited to you and your friends, but these things spread far and wide, and you have people who will believe some of these theories and who will refuse to get life-saving assistance from community healthcare workers. And community healthcare workers yesterday started the journey of going into communities. It's no small task, and it's no small undertaking. And so they need community buy-in as much as possible. And when we have things like this, or we have videos like this doing the rounds, then what that means is that the community is going to be reluctant to let people in to assist them.
Indeed, and that's what we've seen when we've been crisscrossing the city and the entire region of the Western Cape. Residents also very, doubtful of the actual test kits. Now, what do we know about the test kits? And if people have questions around the quality of the test kits that have been delivered to South Africa, what are the kind of channels that they need to follow besides, obviously, ranting on social media?
Yeah. So it's very important to understand how the testing will work in communities. So two ways that it can go. So you can either have community healthcare workers doing door-to-door, and where they will walk up to somebody's home, they will screen people for symptoms. They will ask them various questions. If you are showing symptoms and if you are a high-risk case based on a criteria that's been decided on, they will refer you to a health facility. That health facility could be a mobile facility in the community, or it could be a traditional facility in in the area, that's where you will get to do the test, where you will do the swabs, and that information and those tests are credible, and they have been used across the country, both by public and private healthcare facilities. And so I do want to assure people that if there is a question around the quality of the test or even the treatment, that it's important to make use of the NICD hotline. It's important to also make use of, particularly in the Western Cape, the provincial hotline if people are here, because again, you can raise questions around the conduct of community healthcare workers, and they're meant to be escorted by the SAPs as well. So if people are concerned about their safety.
All right, thank you so much. That's where we leave it for now. DA member of Democratic Alliance, a member of Parliament, Siviwe Gwarube, of course, appearing here in court to oversee this process. We know that this man now, Thabo, like I said to you, is not in custody, and there's been a lot of questions as to why he's not behind bars. We believe that he's now free and will return back to court on the 14th of July, of course, for contravening Section 11 of the Disaster Management Act regulation. So we know that he will return again on the 14th of July here at the Cape Town Magistrates Court.